Hey there, Butterfly. Peaceful Sage here. We are going to do a Palia introduction today. So we are just working through the first dialogue that you get as you come into the game and getting you to those first quests. And then we'll have individual videos coming on my YouTube channel, Peaceful Sage 847. Make sure you subscribe if you want to follow along with the quests. So we come into Jina, who's one of the characters, the NPCs in the game, and she says, "Oh, my dragon! Did you just materialize from nowhere?" And now here you have a choice. How you respawn. One of the things that I like about Palia is you're not just locked into one response, and you just kind of choose what fits you. There's no like bad consequences for choosing one dialogue over another. It just kind of helps the game get a little more personality around you, but it doesn't really affect it other than later on you'll have your sign, and it doesn't affect gameplay at all. It's just kind of like how the characters think about you. So you could say, "I have no idea." More like spiraling from a pink void. I remember a voice. Technically, it was somewhere. I think this is a good one. More like spiraling from a pink void. And then Jina says, "Oh, tell me about the void. You say it was pink? What kind of pink? Like a hot pink or a pale?" And then Hekla is another NPC. She's Jina's assistant. "Perhaps we should allow the human to settle it first. They were only just born after all." Sorry, Hekla's right. It's just this is the first time I got to witness it firsthand. It's really nice to meet you. I'm Jina, and this is Hekla, my assistant. We're archaeologists, students. Hekla is assisting me in my studies, but she's not technically enrolled. And we just got one option here. My name is Sage. And the name, mine is Sage. It'll just be whatever you put in there that you want the game to call you when you are setting up your account. You have a name already? Hekla, where's my quill? I need to write this down. It is pleasant to make your acquaintance, Sage. I know you must have many questions about your spontaneous emergence. And I can say, what am I? Where am I? Why is your friend so freaked out? I think that's all. I think I would say, where am I? And we get a little bit of lore here. You are in Kilima, a small village on the island of Bahari in the nation known as the Palian Republic. More specifically, this is the Phoenix Shrine. It's an old human ruin. And then I can get an option to get some of these other questions answered. So I like to just go through them because you get a little bit of lore, you get a little bit of context. So what am I? You are a human being, an ancient thing. This world has not seen in many rotations around the sun. As for us, I'm a Majari. I guess our species come around after all the humans disappeared. And Hekla here's a Galdar. They were made by the ancient humans to do all sorts of jobs. Why is your friend so freaked out? I wasn't freaked out. It's just not every day you get to see an extinct species being reborn. Organic beings are often shocked at the emergence of new things. This world has not seen your kind in thousands of rotations. Be patient with it as it learns to accommodate you once again. And we'll be here to help. I think that's all. Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot to take in. I mean, it is for me. I mean, you aren't the first human, but definitely the first one I saw emerge with my own eyes. Ashura should be coming up soon to collect any new humans. Why don't you go down and meet him first? So this will be our first task, is to meet up with Ashura. Here is a map and a compass. They should allow you to navigate. I'll show you that in a minute on the screen. And don't be a stranger. If you get confused or just need a friend, you've got us now. So these are the first two NPCs you meet in the game, Jina and Hekla.
Oh, jeez, it's late. Time flies with you around.
All right, so now we have our first quest showing up. Welcome to Palia. And our first quest is find Ashura in Kilima. And I do play from computer, so controls I reference are computer, but if you play from a different device, just look up. You can Google easily like what the controls are if you have trouble with those. So for me, I want to show you, this is where we're starting out, and if you go to this exclamation mark quests, these are what we're going to work through. This is our first quest. You just arrived in the wonderful world of Palia. Time to get settled in. Jina told you that Ashura is responsible for helping out newcomers. Find him by following the villager icon on the compass. So we have to find Ashura. And this is main story quest. Eventually, as we meet NPCs, get to know them a little bit, we'll have individual quests that don't really... They provide context and lore for the main storyline, but some of the main storyline you have to complete to progress in the game, so just keep that in mind. And then eventually we'll have a stack of completed quests over here. All right. Another thing you can do is pin and unpin your quests. So right now my quest is automatically pinned, but if I want to unpin it, I would just click here, and then you'll see it's gone. So if you find that distracting as you navigate, then you can unpin it. I like to keep it pinned. Keeps me on task. And then I'm just going to pin it again. And here we go. So we are going to find Ashura. You can see my compass at the top of the screen. I'm just lining up with him. And we're going to head forward. It's very dark and dim in here. Okay, then it's just going to give us context for the controls. So if you're on a different kind of device, like an Xbox or something else, it's going to give you the controls for your controller. So here on computer, it's space. If I want to jump, space. And then I'm going to be moving forward at the same time, jump over the obstacle. Okay, now we're learning how to climb. Walk, run, or jump into climbable surfaces. So we're just heading up here. And all I did is just push to go forward. It is very dark. Coming into Palia at like 6 a.m. game time, so that's why it's so dark. Okay, now we're going to get some... there. I love this game. It's beautiful. It's so cozy. So we're coming by a waterfall. And then I see right here is Ashura waiting for us.
Another beautiful day.
Hey there, you must be new in town. I'm Ashura, the innkeeper at Ormu's Inn, and I've been helping all the new humans get settled. Unfortunately, there's nowhere near enough room for you all in the inn, but we have some old plots with some fixer-upper houses on them.
Ooh.
What do you say? Up for a little DIY? And then we can answer this. I'm more of a watch someone else do it type. Sounds like fun. If it's that or sleeping in a field, you're just giving me a plot? I wonder what we should do here. Doesn't really matter. I mean, we're gonna say sounds like fun, I guess. I like a little bit of DIY. With that kind of attitude, I can't wait to see what you do with that plot in the future. But don't think you'll have to do all of it alone. Here in Palia, we help our neighbors, especially when they're just starting out. Come on, I'll escort you to your new plot. If I'm right, our resident miner Hodari should already be there getting things ready. And I don't know if you noticed as I was talking, that flashed up on screen real quick with a check mark.
I'll see you.
That means that we've completed that first quest. And because you're new to the game, it's just going to take you automatically to your plot, so you don't have to worry about navigating. And here's some more intro as you come to your plot. Oh. And there's Hodari. He's another NPC. All right, so there you are at your plot. I am going to stop this episode and we'll move on and we'll do the next quest in the next episode. So that will be, we've completed. Oh, actually, we are still on Welcome to Palia. I'm sorry. We completed the first task in that quest, so we will continue here. We will continue because this is still the same quest. So we can see here on the screen something new popped up for the Welcome to Palia quest. It says talk to Hodari and Ashura at the housing plot. So anytime you want more information on a quest, remember you go up here, quest, and it tells you a little bit more. Ashura took you to your new housing plot. Talk to Hodari or Ashuri to learn more. Talk to Hodari and Ashura at the housing plot. So we're just going to move our character forward. Who do we want to talk to? We already talked to Ashura, so let's talk to Hodari. We're going to click. Whoa, we didn't mean to walk through him. Not sure. Game got a little glitchy. That was odd. Okay. Sorry, dude. All right. We're going to chat with him. It's coming along. A lot of trash left, though. Sure, this our new resident? Yep, this is Sage. Sage, meet Hodari Pavel. He lives out in Bohari Bay, but he agreed to help us all get the plots ready. Help us get all the old plots ready. Sorry about that. Hodari, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And then we can say the pleasure is all mine. Nice to meet you too. How do I get buff like you or a nice pickaxe? I'm gonna go with a nice generic nice to meet you too. Hope you brought your work ethic because this place is a mess. So how is it going with the plot cleanup? It's almost done. Just a few pieces of rubble blocking the front and you'll be able to reach the front at least. Yes, this plot needs a lot of work. Why don't you take the opportunity to get used to swinging a few tools, Sage? I've got a spare axe here you can use. Suppose I can spare my extra pick too. It'll let me rest my back for a bit at least. So they're giving you your first tools and I'll show you those in a minute. If you need any help or have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. So quest updated, welcome to Palia, and we acquired 2 tools. All right, so we are still on this quest. Welcome to Palia. And our next job on the quest, it's time to clean up your new home, sweet home. First, you need to clean it up a bit. Use your axe and pickaxe to remove the debris broken off of your house. You can tell which elements are debris by the arrows above them. So we're going to clear some debris from the plot. Okay, now we see all these arrows. That is the debris that they're talking about because we can't even get into our lovely home. It's a fixer-upper, all right. All right, so let's see. Get rid of these boards. Then we are going to, I think the wood was the axe. Yes, anything wooden, you're going to use the axe to get rid of that. So then once you move that down, it lets you loot it and you get plant fiber and sapwood. And later on in the game, you'll use those to build with. Okay. So we have to clear 3. 1. There's 2. Okay. Now we are going to, it says ready to turn in. So we are going to return to Ashura and Hodari and tell them we made some progress.
You need something?
Good work. You might end up giving Hodari and I a run for our money at the next Bahari lumberjack and mining competition. Nice. Wouldn't go that far. Got a lot more practice before that happens. And Ashura has a good chuckle. Maybe so, but neither of us is exactly young and spry anymore. Puts me at ease knowing folks like Sage can take up the mantle eventually. Anyways, you've probably got plenty of materials from that rubble. Why don't we use it to fix up your house? Just drop the supplies by the construction sign and Hodari and I will handle the rest. So you can see that right behind Hodari, the construction sign, and we'll walk over to that. It's pointing to it.
Okay.
All right, so next up is fix up broken house by submitting materials to the sign. So this took me a little bit to find, but when you're doing construction, building a house, upgrading a house, it'll have this little sign out front, and that's where you can submit materials. So we have sapwood, and you just kind of like drag this along here until you have enough. So say I only had 12 in my inventory, it won't let you drag further than what you have. So I actually have the sapwood, but I didn't clear any stone yet. So we can still click confirm and submit the sapwood, but now we need to find some stone. So we are going to have some stone here. Okay, that gave us 6 stone. I should have paid attention how many we need. Alright, so we need 10. So we got 6. We need 4 more. And I'm going to show you, you can clear outside the fence as long as it's a small rock like this. So you can do that too. It doesn't really matter where you pull these materials from. Alright, I think that gives us enough. Alright, so we're going to click confirm for this next step in the quest, fix up broken house by submitting materials to sign. Okay, now ready to turn in. So we're going to return back to Ashura and Hodari and see what's next.
Need anything?
Looking good. Structure's sound. Roof looks sturdy. This should keep you safe and dry. Little empty though. Why don't you take this workbench? Should let you make your own furniture long as you have the supplies. So workbench is what we're going to use for crafting in the game. So we have our workbench now. Got some blueprints you can try out too. So he gives us recipes. So the work table needs recipes to operate. Got some blueprints you can try out too. Nothing fancy though. If you want that, you'll have to go to Tish. So Tish is another NPC that we'll meet later on.
Try not to work too hard out there.
All right. So this just gives us a little how to use the item bar. So that'll be helpful depending which device. And it just kind of tells us how to place the items. I'm not going to kind of do that tutorial because you might be in a different I'm not going to do that tutorial though because you might be on a different kind of device and then it'll be confusing. So how do I get rid of this? Oh, it wants me to like place the bench before that goes away. So I've selected the bench. This is something you can move later, so it's not permanent. Just put it wherever. It's just giving me some more tutorial. Again, this will be device specific. So if you're on a computer, this is the controls for the computer. but if you're on like an Xbox, your controls will be on your controller. All right, so we placed the bench. And now, next, we haven't completed that first quest yet, so we're still working on Welcome to Palia. And it says, now you have a work table, you can build a few pieces of furniture to make your house a home. Interact with the work table to open up the crafting menu. Once you've created them, place the furniture on your plot to spiffy it up. So they want us to craft a wooden storage chest at the work table and place it on your plot. So the storage chest, just like it sounds, it's your storage outside of your backpack. So you have a backpack and a storage chest, and your backpack will fill up really quick, especially in the beginning. Craft a wardrobe. That is where we can change our outfits, how our character looks, and craft a chair and place it. So that's the next 3 things that we're going to do. All right, so log cabin dining chair. We have the materials to make that. Okay, so the next thing here, when you've made a recipe, a lot of times it will give you these little floating bubbles, and basically that's another recipe, and it gives you a shadow to kind of give you a clue. So we'll just grab the recipe for the bit and keep working on our quest. So we want to place the chair inside here. This is our house. Place the chair here. Place it right by the window. Okay, so fun thing, the chairs are interactive, so you can sit down, take a break, admire your new home. Welcome to Palia. And you'll see when a quest has more than one thing to do on it, it'll check off as you go, which is quite useful. So we've crafted the chair, so we need the wardrobe and the storage chest. Wardrobe. All right, so we need more sapwood. We're gonna go cut down a few more trees with our handy axe. Actually, I don't think I showed you chopping trees. I think we got our original sapwood from this debris, but I also want to show you, you can get it from the trees. So in the beginning, your axe is not upgraded. You can only chop small trees, but eventually you can chop all size trees. So right now we're just gonna go for the little trees. And the bushes give you plant fiber. The trees give you wood and sometimes plant fiber too. Sometimes an acorn is a big tree, but we won't be doing that in this video. Wait, let's see if we got enough wood now. Craft items. All right, we need 3 more wood for our wardrobe. That, we got 8. All right, now we can make our wardrobe. And the wardrobe's really useful to have because you can change your appearance. Okay, now what do I want here? These look like maybe something decorative. Let's see what this one is. Woohoo! Log cabin planter. Okay, we can come back to that. Right now we are just trying to focus on the quest. Okay, now I have my wardrobe. Where do I want to place that? I'll place that here. Okay, now I want to show you this quick. If you want to change your appearance, you go over to the wardrobe. And then here's my character. And then I have all of these things that I can change up. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm not going to get sidetracked here, but maybe I want to change her shirt. I can change your shirt. Excuse me. So Next on our list, we are going to craft a wooden storage chest. There we go. So this is our recipe. As you can see, like we have the planter now. We're not going to do that yet. We don't have these materials yet. Same with the bed. But we have the recipes. So later in the game, when we get these materials, we can come back to make these. Wooden storage chest. We need more sapwood. Axe. Okay, we picked up a mountain morel. So as I wanted to show you that, but okay, here's another one. Anything interactive in the game, you can just take it. And even when you're out in town with other players, it doesn't take from them. It'll stay in the game for 3 minutes after you take it, so anyone else can get it. But on your plot, usually people don't really come to your plot, and they can't really interact in the same way. So you're safe. Okay. Maybe another tree. Have enough wood. Okay, so we have 30 sapwood. That should be enough. All right, 30 out of 20, and then the flint, just so that comes from the stone. Sometimes you get stone, sometimes you get flint. So let me show you that. Like, I know we have enough, but I just want to show you in case you didn't happen to have enough. When you loot that, see, you pick up flint and stone. So that's where the flint came from. All right, let's make our storage chest. Okay, we've got it crafted. Now it wants us to place it on our plot. So let's go inside here. By the chair. Maybe I'm gonna move the chair just a little bit. Move this just a little bit. There we go. And now we have our storage chest. Actually, let me show you that. So you can open it, and then currently it has nothing in it. But if I want to store these items, I have 400 storage. And don't worry, this is not entire storage in the game. I think the biggest storage is 14,000, and these chests you'll build throughout the game. And so 400 is just a storage chest, and as you make more, you will get more storage. And then I am just going to put these items in storage just to show you. And then now they're not in my backpack. So then my backpack is free, because here in the beginning, until you've unlocked the backpack upgrades, you don't have much. So you do want to keep putting stuff in your storage chest so that it's out of your backpack. All right, next on the quest, welcome to Palia. We are returning to Hodari.
How's your day going?
That storage chest made... Oh my goodness, they talk funny. That storage chest you made will come in real handy if you if you run out of space in your pockets. If you want more space, you can place more chests. And your workbench isn't just for decorating. You can also craft tool upgrades, ammo, and more, as long as you have the recipe. So we'll get those recipes throughout the game. I think that's about all we can help out with. Why don't you head out into town? If you aren't happy living off charity, maybe stop by Hashan and ask him to teach you how to hunt. And if that ain't your speed, Einar can get you a fishing rod, and Ani'll set you up to catch bugs. After that, you can stop by Reth and Badru to learn how to cook and garden. So these are all NPCs that we'll meet in later quests. It was good to meet you, Sage. Drop by the inn whenever you're in the mood for a chat. So Ashura, he owns the inn in town. So that's kind of what he's referring to. And Hodari says, you can stop by the mines in the bay if you want, but I'll probably be busy. So he's the miner. And Ashura finds that hilarious and says that's Hodari's way of saying stop by anytime.
Be safe.
Okay, so they have gone back, and now we have our quest. And that completes the first quest. Welcome to Palia. You can see now once you've completed a quest, it automatically goes into completed. So we've completed Welcome to Palia, and for the next quest, Learning the Ropes, I'll start a new video, and you can find that on my channel, Peaceful Sage 847. Be sure to subscribe and follow along if you want to keep going through the quest with me for Palia. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.